Okay, we are ready. It is December 12th, 2017 at 9 o'clock. We will call the Board of Supervisors, Floyd County Board of Supervisors meeting to order. First item on our agenda is to approve our agenda.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve our agenda as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 2, public comment. Hearing none, seeing none. Item 3, review action regarding approval of November 27th, 28th, 2017 meeting minutes.
I looked through them and everything looked pretty much accurate, so I'll move to approve November 27 and 28 meeting minutes.
Second the motion?
Okay, been moved and seconded to approve November 27th and 28th meeting minutes. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 4, review action regarding approval of claims. We've had those electronically and they've been here.
I'd move to approve the claims as presented.
And I'll second.
Okay, been moved and seconded to approve the claims as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion carried. We'll move to item 8, which is review action regarding application for the use of the courthouse grounds. We have our applicant in front of us.
Hello.
It's funny, I read about that in the paper and I thought, I wonder if she knows that she has to
Be in front of
fly.
us.
And
It was
apparently you
supposed
were
to
at the
come-
courthouse as we were speaking.
Yeah, it was meant to come out a couple days after, and so I rushed over here when I realized what had happened. So the idea is we're gonna host a mob mile that will start in the courthouse parking lot and then run down the road toward the swinging bridge, cross the swinging bridge, and then back in front of the pub ending. It's twofold. The idea is to present the history of the last lynching in Iowa, which happened here in Charles City, and also to raise a little funds for the boys and girls cross-country teams. We will be covered by the Road Runners Club of America as far as insurance goes, and I can't recall if it's the Floyd County Board that needs to be a named insurer.
Just Floyd County.
Just Floyd County? Okay.
Yeah.
And that's no problem. I can name you specifically as covered. So we're asking,
Through the school?
through the Road Runners Club of America. I did ask about going through the school, and they said because we wouldn't be on school grounds, it would be preferable if I could find insurance outside of that. So I just, I'm already a member of the Road Runners Club of America, so I added the insurance policy for this specific race. And I can give you a document demonstrating
Yeah,
that.
that certificate of liability
Yeah.
is what we'll need.
Yep, exactly. So we're asking if we can use the courthouse parking lot to start the race, and we're also asking if we can use the courtroom itself to do the storytelling part of the James Cullen lynching, and also to hold the registration so that we're not outside in the cold on January 13th.
Yeah, you're picking January
Yeah.
13th.
Yeah, well, the idea is A, the lynching happened in January,
Okay.
and B, it's just sort of like, some people do the Polar Dash in
Yeah.
January, so it's kind of like that time of year to do just a 1 mile run, get everybody together,
Right.
and again, to commemorate what happened and talk about it.
Wow.
So
And did check with
we had a
the-
conversation that Jeff Crook said he was okay with the courthouse being open and
Okay.
you're gonna make arrangements with somebody in the court system to use the court or just,
Just me.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. I told her I could be here for the registration.
yeah,
And the sheriff, if he's got a deputy available, or possibly maybe a jailer, he'll have their presence
yeah, which
for the
Which would also be great.
presentation part.
Are you doing a
For the
reenactment or
storytelling.
just
I like this. This is
ideally
great.
next year, if I'm hoping to do this every year, and if we do it next year, then having a reenactment would be really great. So
That would be great.
Gavin Connell, one of our fastest high school boys runners, will dress up as James Cullen, and then all of the registered runners will chase him around the course.
Oh,
So we had to pick somebody who would be fast enough that no one would beat him, you
Are
know?
you sure Bob didn't want to volunteer for that?
This is great. I like
Yeah,
this.
so we thought it'd be fun.
Great
I talked to
idea.
Jeff Sisson, he said that he would do the storytelling itself if we did a courtroom.
Yeah, he's good at that.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
Mob mile.
Well, it sounds like a really interesting reenactment and part of Charles City's history. We don't want to celebrate it, it's not really a celebration.
Not
It's just
celebrate,
an
but discuss it.
observation, yeah. And that's a great project for the cross-country team. It sounds like you've made some arrangements. It's gonna be a Saturday, right?
Yeah, it should be a Saturday.
Yeah. Well, it appears that it's all in order. I'd make a motion to approve the mob mile, the application for use of the courthouse grounds.
And I am glad to hear that you're doing this too, so it'd be great to have this as a yearly event, so I'll second that.
Thank you.
Been moved and seconded to approve the application for the Floyd County Courthouse grounds. And additional discussion, the only thing would be required, you'll have to provide that certificate insurance. Okay,
No problem.
with that,
I hope you come.
everybody in favor signify by saying aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Can we just come for the storytelling?
Yeah, of course, of course. Please do, and I will be inside where it's warm.
Just checking, I'm not sure I wanna run.
Alrighty, thank
Great.
you.
Thank you, Beth.
Ms. Graham, thanks.
Moving back to item 5, which is review action regarding the Iowa Economic Development Authority Housing Enterprise Zone Program Agreement, contract amendment number 1 for EZ Agreement number 14-HEZ-132. This was the item that Tim talked to us about yesterday. Just reviewing and redoing an enterprise zone program agreement.
I think he answered most of the questions I had on it, so I will move to approve the Housing Enterprise Zone Program Agreement.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the Enterprise Zone Program Agreement Contract Amendment number 1. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, motion carries. Item 6, review action regarding applications for family farm tax credits. And we have this packet here, I don't know if you got to look at them, but,
Well, and again, she was explaining
There
some of
are-
them.
are we gonna
Let's see.
just approve the ones that Gary has presented us, or a specific number? He has some to approve, a few that he has disallowed.
I think your motion should say that you approve the 19 applications for the credit and that you disallow the 3 applications due to not meeting the criteria.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
move to approve then the applications that Gary has reviewed. It sounds like they're meeting the qualifications, and then to also approve then the disallowing of the ones that he has noted here.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the applications for family farm tax credits as provided to us by Gary, allowing 19, disallowing 3. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Item 7, review action regarding appointments to various boards, commissions with terms ending 12/31/2017. And we have our, things here, we received a letter yesterday from the hospital board, I suppose, and that is the second one on our list of blue ones. The hospital board
Yeah.
has approved them or wants them to continue their terms. Myrna Jacobek and Paula Kingery.
Yeah. And you could do them in separate motions, or you could do all the ones in yellow on the back, except for Dennis Stout. Dennis Stout does not wish to be on the Board of Adjustments any longer.
Okay.
So you do have we'll have a vacancy December 31st for that one.
Well, at the top, Rosemary Tobin and Dr. Lisa Kapler have indicated they will continue more terms.
Actually, I don't know if I heard back on those.
Yes,
Did Gail respond on that one?
yes,
Okay.
yes, and she was fine with that. I thanked her for that.
Okay. And Guy Carpenter is willing to be on the zoning commission?
Yep.
Okay. So we do need to be on the alert for a Board of Adjustment candidate.
Yes.
And we do need to be looking for one to replace Roland Hurd.
That's not yours, that's
It's Gary's, yeah,
Yeah.
but
it's the conference board for that one. But yeah, that hasn't been filled for a year now.
last year, I think, was the first year. Mm.
So, one motion?
I think you'd be fine with that,
All right.
if I, you know, if you're okay with me putting in, the motion doesn't quite complete it all, that for another like 3-year term for the hospital commission, and 3-year term for the health, board of health, 5-year term for zoning.
Okay. I'd move to appoint Myrna Jakubek and Paula Kingery for 3-year terms on the Fort County Memorial Hospital Commission. Rosemary Tobin and Dr. Lisa Kathler for 3-year terms on the Health Board. And Guy Carpenter for a 5-year term on the Zoning Commission.
And I'll second that.
Okay, then moving in second to appoint various board members as ordered by Mark Young. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 9, review action regarding the 2018 holiday schedule. So really it comes down to the fact you wanna have 9 days, 8 days or 9 days, be open on Christmas Eve day.
It would be 9 days or 10 days. Either 9
Oh,
or 10,
okay,
yeah.
9 days or 10 days. You indicated you wanted to be consistent,
So is the court system recommended? Is the court's office open?
Open on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
right, is it, do you know?
Do you know for sure?
It's not included in their schedule, but as I mentioned, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll ask us later on, and the judge, and they've closed several times when we haven't closed in the last
Mhm.
like week or so before the holiday. The judge has,
So it's not an
Made it
official
work.
state of Iowa,
it's not a state holiday
okay?
on the state's calendar at this point. They get floater holidays, and so I think it gives them, they could use their floater for that if the state does that type of
Oh,
action.
sure. Right.
And we see the same thing here, once even no matter what we do, elected official will choose to close his office or her office, their office. Anyway, so, it's a guessing game.
It is. I guess I have no problem making a motion for the proposed holiday schedule, and that would include then that Christmas Eve date on December 24th.
10 holidays, then, again.
Yeah, correct, with the 10.
All right, I can second that.
Okay, been moved and seconded to approve the holiday calendar presented, the proposed holiday calendar, which includes Monday, December 24th, Christmas Eve. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 10, review action regarding setting the date and time for the fiscal year 18 budget amendment. That's all our calendar thing.
Do you have a 2018 calendar?
Yeah, there was
Just
one showing up
asking.
here the
I
other
think I
day.
got one back there.
We're
but
getting to the point now,
that's-
we're gonna have
you know,
to
our
change.
gentleman that provided these is.
Well, right there's
remember
January.
this.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a little one.
And I think I've got we have nothing like this, so if anybody the services with Credit Services of America. I love these 2 years.
Is that Sam Offerman?
I'm sure that's Sandy.
Doesn't he work for?
Let me check and see if I can get us a calendar like that, okay?
It's great because it's 2 years and it's nice.
So I have a couple
Yeah.
pipe ones, if we don't
No.
come up with one, I can.
We have other calendars.
But it's a
Just-
nice one,
Just
yeah.
not this big one. And we can order them too, but we usually get.
I know, but
charge.
let me check.
My suggestion is that you maybe go for January 23rd for the budget amendment. That would get the claims that we're holding for juvenile probation paid now. Give department heads a little bit of time if they have anything to add to it. Yeah, maybe 9:15.
As we're doing our budget things, they'll obviously tell us anyway.
Yeah, that might be a little too late because of the 10 and 20-day publication requirements, but, because I have to have it to the paper in the paper by the 12th. A lot of time to get it to the press sometime, but I did put it in the email that went out to the department heads yesterday.
On it.
All right, I'll make a motion to go ahead and set the date for the fiscal year 18 budget amendment to be January 23rd at 9:15.
Second.
Okay, and moved and seconded to set the date and time for January 23rd for the budget amendment at 9:15.
Yep.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Item 11, review action regarding drainage district number 26 assessment for work completed on lateral 13B. And that's what this building is from Popcorn Drainages.
This, I don't know if Dwayne knows about the work that was done on this
No, I
one.
don't.
This is, the assessment goes to one property owner and Clay County Roads. There is zero money in the drainage fund for this, and this is specifically for lateral 13B for this repair that was done. All I have is the map that shows this little spur where the work was done. Not much that I have there. This, yeah, no. this-
26 is way up there in the
Yeah.
Rock Grove.
Yeah. Yeah, and this
So
is,
it's-
Pop Excavating was hired to do this work.
There's two Popcorn Drainage.
Pop Farm Drainage, sorry, Pop Farm Drainage, sorry.
They're two separate ones.
Yeah.
So we need to approve payment, we need to set an assessment, we need to,
You would need to, this would be to assess, and the assessment, because of the one property owner who would get the majority of the assessment, would be able to spread his payment. So I would recommend not more than 10 years for a spread, and setting the interest rate. We've been using 5% for those spreads.
I'm just curious. So if somebody does that and spreads that payment out over 10 years, and then someone in there, they sell that,
That, in the close of the sale,
Be a lien.
in the close of the sale, the treasurer's office is contacted on any
Yeah.
unpaid
so then
taxes.
they decide who pays it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it would be, the seller would be responsible for that tax because of the timing of when it was assessed to them. So as far as an assessment, again, there's nothing in that fund currently. If you wanted to do something like 1,200 or 1,500 or.
That's not, 10 years, that's something I know we've done on some bigger assessments, but it seems like an awfully long time to pay off
I think
a
10 is.
1,200
Well, that was my
bill.
question, you know,
I know, it's a long time.
after what we saw in North
That's a long
Springs,
time.
you know, we're writing checks to a guy who doesn't own the property. That's why I was just wondering how that,
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Who's gonna
don't know that you can do less than 10 years. I know you can't do more than 20 years.
Oh, so you can't do.
Oh, really?
this
I
until-
didn't know
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to check drainage law if you can do less than 10.
well, we can
I
set it for whatever, we
suspect
can
that
set
the
it for
pro-
5 years if we want.
I suspect that the property owner would pay the bill at 5% interest. That's, he could probably go to a bank for less than the 5% interest to finance it, but.
Set at 5 years and 5%.
But again, can we do that? Listen to that.
I tell you
Can
what,
you
we could maybe, if,
Table this until we're talking to our,
yeah, you could, I could, because I think we're probably about done with agenda items other than,
Secondary.
secondary roads.
secondary road.
And maybe if you want to recess until like 5 minutes to 10 after that, I can research and see if you could do less than 10 years.
Okay.
And then meet before 10 o'clock,
Okay.
or,
It's
or do it
10:30,
after the
isn't
10
it? Is
o'clock.
it 10 or 10:30?
10.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, with that, we're not gonna table it, we're just gonna put it off until later in our meeting. So we'll move on to item 12, which is discussion with the county engineer about secondary road activities, and
Okay, thanks.
we have a representative with all his feet underneath him.
Jeez.
You have an update there on our?
And keep it that way.
Yeah, I talked to him a little bit yesterday. It sounds like he's gonna try to sneak in for a day this week to get a few paperwork things caught up. He's working on the budget at home right now. And he's getting better. He's still limping around a little bit, and he said it's pretty sore yet, so. But he should be back shortly.
Yeah, I know, I talked to
Yeah.
him a few days ago too. and- Yeah. I feel for him.
You can tell he doesn't like sitting on the couch.
Because I kept telling him, I says, I don't want to bother you. Bother me, please. Just
Yeah.
keep me busy.
I always get a kick out of his emails, they're the same way that he talks.
Fairly quick.
To the point.
We know he's working at home.
So right now, basically, they're cutting brush countywide. Everybody except I think the mechanics is out cutting brush. They sent trucks out yesterday at 12:30. Surprisingly, the roads actually were pretty slushy when it first started. So they did have all the one-ways out. Everything else is pretty normal. They finished up last week doing mostly the outside culverts, road replacement, culvert replacements in the roadways.
So the quarry road plans have been submitted and that's on the,
I think January's Frankie's Bridge, and I think February's Quarry Road. And we are having to do mandated through the state, Doc Express. Everything's submitted to a computer and it's held in that format. Supposed to make it easier, let you know in July, August.
So do we use tankers? I know that was a discussion of them. Do we use tankers as culverts?
We've got probably 5 or 6 locations.
yeah,
Multiple, there, I think 3 of them are 4 to 5 cars.
actually,
I
wasn't there-
found that interesting. I know
wasn't
there
there
was a
2 of them
discussion.
put
of
in
some-
this year? They were holdovers from the year before because of the flood, but they're
Yep.
way down on the,
Okay,
right down by that 94.
Balsam and 290th, I think.
Yeah, way down in that
Okay.
corner. And there was a bridge down there that blew up. And he got those tankers, but then because of the flood, they sat there for a year before they got put in, but
Right.
they did get put in this summer.
Yep.
And then there's some way up there in Rock Road Township too, isn't there?
There's a set, I think 3 or 4 of them there. And then on Flood Creek, just the other side.
There's half a dozen of them. Some of the counties, particularly ones in
Right
the west,
here.
have just started using those.
Yep.
and they cost less?
Yeah,
Are
they're,
they sturdier? Are they,
I think he bought the 3 that crashed in the little cedar out here last year.
Yep.
And I think they were 10 grand a piece, weren't they?
Yep.
Well, 10 grand was what was being discussed that day on some of the other
Yep.
counties that they said they were paying for them.
They're 3/4 of an inch thick steel. They're very rigid. You need to be careful when you put them in so they don't wobble out and so on.
Right,
But it's like a normal Great Bay culvert you put in,
okay,
and their lifespan is fairly long.
good,
They're really good products if we get our
Good.
hands on them. They're just tough to get a hold of. There are not a lot of rail cars being scrapped out right now because of the need for them. So that's been our nemesis there, but. I think we got 6 locations of them.
great, good. Sounds like a good deal.
Yeah. Guess that's
Okay.
really all I've got.
I have no questions.
Okay.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, so do we want to recess till 5 minutes to 10?
Okay,
Okay.
sounds good.
They're going to call us.
There.
There they are. How do I do
You
that?
can just hit,
Well, hey, but I got done just in time.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, Floyd County Board of Supervisors.
Hi, this is Sandy Shanka, and I'm going to put you on speakerphone to join the Cerro Gordo County Supervisors for the
Okay.
10 o'clock meeting. You guys just, are you on?
Yep,
We're here.
yep, this is Floyd County. We have Mark Kuhn and Linda Jaden, Doug Cam here.
And Gloria?
Yes, we have Gloria, the auditor, is in the room, and
And
also
also
Amanda, our
Amanda.
drainage clerk, is here.
All right, this is Chris Watts, we have Kim Latham, Michelle, and Sandy, our drainage representative here at the table. Casey's absent today. Mark?
Mark, did you ask for it?
Yeah? Yes, hi.
Hello, Mark.
Hello.
So,
How you doing, Chris?
We have before us the motions. We
Yes.
have Don Etler in the room with us also, excuse me. Did you want to hear from Don, or do you want to move right into?
I think we all understand.
I think you're from Don, since you're in a public meeting.
Okay. But as long as we're in a public meeting, it probably would be good to hear from Don.
Hello, guys. This is rather sudden due to the events that have happened here in the last month regarding the staff of the engineer that provided drainage services for you. We think it's important to maintain that Algona office, and we have, Bolton and Mink has hired the drainage staff from that office, and we are actively looking to open an office in Algona at this time. I think the joining of the two staffs will be beneficial to both counties here, and as well as other counties that we serve. To have two senior drainage engineers, one current, probably another CE under 40, and 3 interns under 30. Who will be trained to provide the engineering services. So we're excited about this. We regret all the inconvenience it causes you. But I wanted to be here to just to confirm Bolton and Mink's commitment to continuing service as you have had it, and that Ken Hovey will continue to be the project manager for these drainage districts if you take this action. Any questions?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Yep, Charles City, or Floyd County is good.
And one at a time. I make a motion, this is Tim Latham, I make a motion to effectively, immediately, the current active appointments of engineers for providing engineering services to Cerro and Fort County Drainage District 656, and to terminate the other agreement.
This is Cam from Floyd County, I would second that.
We have a motion and a second on the floor, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. I make a motion to, number two, I make a motion, Bolton Inc. is appointed to provide engineering services to, in several and Floyd County to Drainage District number 656. It is required to use as much as reasonably possible and partially complete work of the terminated engineer. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
It'd be Jaden from Floyd County.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, all in favor, signify.
Aye.
Aye. Yeah, and I think. Motion passes. We need to do number three here too, Sandy.
Yes, I understand all of them.
Okay, I would make a motion for number three, the current active appointments of engineer Ken Rhodey, now Bolton and Meek, as engineers to serve drainage districts under the board's jurisdiction, as an appraiser of damages, as an appraiser of right-of-ways, and a member of benefit classification commissions is retained and confirmed.
Cam, second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor signify by the usual sign.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. I'll make a motion for number four, but I'm not gonna read it all.
Seconded.
Second by who?
Hewitt.
Yes, Kewen.
Okay, we have a motion and a second regarding item number four on the, regarding recovery of drainage district records. All in favor signify by the usual sign.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Moving on to number five. I make a motion to approve number five, motion regarding recordings and implementation of board actions.
I'll second. This is Jaden.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by the usual sign.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Is there anything else on your end, Mark?
Is Sandy, are you all going to do that letter that is in the motion for number 5?
Yes, by certified mail, yes,
Okay, you're doing that letter, and you'll copy us on it?
yes.
Okay.
I just got one question. Is there anything possible that could happen any more on this drainage district?
I think we're winding it down.
Careful what you say.
Okay,
Long time coming.
sounds good.
I think that's all we need. Thanks, Mark.
All right, thank you,
All right.
Chris.
Bye.
Bye.
Well-
Done. Are we done?
So that was item 13. Now we're going to move back to our item 11, right?
Yes, and the code reads
Thanks,
that,
Amanda.
Thanks, Amanda.
This is your item. There you go.
the code reads under installments and waivers that, if installments are made, that they are, I lost it. To pay the assessments in not less than 10 nor more than 20 equal installments, with the number of payments and interest rate determined by the board. So 10 is the smallest.
So what happens if they pick a spread of 10 years? Do you have to prepare a statement every year, or just?
It's prepared initially, and they have to sign that waiver, and that has their installment payments on it, and then the treasurer's office is the one who
Just goes with the
collects,
tax?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we can pick whatever
All right.
term.
So we need, what, $1,200?
Yeah,
That would be
so one of the
the-
things that happens sometimes when you do these, when you're doing this 5% on these installments, and you've got 5% on holding a warrant, is your 5% isn't gonna cover, because you're holding a warrant until you can get
Sure.
all the collections, so, I
So
don't know
what
if you
you-
did it, calculated any of that out. So you need to do more than the $1,000 bill, because the
Right.
$1,000 bill is gonna sit there with a 5% interest
Right.
accruing on it until the money is collected to pay the warrant.
Right.
So, my hope would be that $1,200 would be sufficient. We haven't calculated that out, but my hope would be that 1,200 would be sufficient if they spread it for, if they did spread it for 10 years. Does that make sense? You're holding, so you're
It
holding a
does.
warrant.
It does.
Frank would have issued a stamped warrant is issued from our system. Wrong
For
one.
the pop, I
To
know,
pop.
it's the pop.
A stamped
Yeah.
warrant is issued to Pot Farm drainage. And so the treasurer issues, and the county invests in those drainage warrants. So so Floyd County General Fund earns 5% interest on those warrants until the drainage fund has enough money in it to pay the county for that stamped warrant.
Right.
And so the county is sitting on $1,093.97 stamped warrant. If this sits out there for 10 years before there's enough money to collect, which would be the full assessment, then, and that, this is sitting out there with 5% added to it.
Right.
And, so if the person being assessed doesn't pay, yes, they're paying 5%, but they're paying 5% on their balance. So every year they make 1/10 of their assessment payment. Their 5% is less, but you're still earning 5% on $1,000.
On that full amount.
And so that's why you need to assess more than
And again, that's only until there's money in there to cover it.
right, but it's, on this, it would be one stamped warrant,
Sure.
and so that's gonna sit there until the entire assessment.
Do you have many like that out there now?
We did on
We-
drainage
Are we
12.
holding any warrants now that they're waiting for?
Oh, yeah.
Lots of them?
Yeah.
Drainage District 1, Drainage District 12 are the main ones. At Drainage
Are they
District
big
12,
money?
we have umpteen lateral. On that one for future collections, it's like $12,000 some dollars, on just that one lateral. I think there's another lateral of like 6,000. Substantial.
Well, just assessing $1,200 doesn't solve the problem, or it doesn't make the warrant go away. It's just really all gonna depend on how long the guy
If they
takes.
spread it or not.
Okay.
So the code does allow that if you don't have enough to cut, let's say 12 years from now, we still don't have enough, you can assess again because of that interest on those outstanding
Right.
waivers. So all of the taxpayers, all of the people who benefit in that district would then be assessed another bill. Even though no work was done, they'd be assessed a bill because of insufficient interest to cover those stamped warrants.
There's absolutely no balance in this, very little.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So there you go.
All right, I'll move to assess the Drainage District 26,
Lateral 13B.
lateral 13B, $1,200. That gonna make it?
I hope so,
Okay. Well,
if they pay for sure.
with a spread of 10 years at an interest rate of 5.
And I will second that.
Okay, then moved and seconded to assess drainage district 26 lateral 13B. The amount of $1,200 with a spread of 10 years and an interest rate of 5%. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Item 14.
I'll move to adjourn.
Okay, second.